Welcome to Dear Love Talk, the segment of the program that we deal with answering any questions you have on love or relationships.
And it couldn't be easy. If you have any questions, do not hesitate. Email us on questions@lovetalkshow.tv, or you can also get in touch via Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and did I forget anything?
You can write to us as well. If you do like your fountain pen and the feeling you get with writing with a pen on a paper, you can still do that, right?
Yes.
Royal Mail will get your letter to us. The address is there at the bottom of your screen. Now let's go for the first question of the program, and it comes from Marcia in North London. She says, I'm dating a wonderful young man and have the approval of my parents and also get on really well with his family. Everyone is approving of our relationship apart from one member of my family who I love and respect, but who tells me that I shouldn't be with him and that I can do a lot better. I'm just not sure how to deal with this person without offending them. Well, you know, ideally when you start a relationship with someone, you want everyone that you care about, that you love, to embrace that relationship and to take that person on as a new member of the family. In an ideal world, you would do that. Now, this is not the case of someone who, you know, most members of the family don't like, and that would be a sign to say that maybe this guy isn't for you. It's an opposing kind of situation, because most people seem to like this guy. You know, your family have accepted him, your parents, but this one person doesn't, and you respect and love this person. I guess the one thing to do, number one, is you're never going to please everyone with the decisions you make in your life. For example, if you grew up and you decided to become a doctor, I'm sure most members of your family would be happy with you. Right? Most parents say, I want my son, my daughter to be a doctor, to be an architect. So probably mostly everyone will be happy with your decision. But you will always find someone, you will always find that uncle who was an architect or who wanted his son to become an architect and he didn't become an architect, that he's not very happy with your decision because he wanted you to become the architect of the family. Now, what are you going to do? Are you going to quit being a doctor? Not really. So my advice to you is love this family member in spite of their disapproving of your decision. And do tell them, look, I respect you. I do respect you, and I do respect your opinion, but I do like this person, I do love this person, and everyone has accepted them. I'm sure once you get to know them, you love them, and it may be just a case of you trying to deal with it in that way.
I think she's too worried about what people think, and that could be a problem. Not now, but later on, when you decide to eventually get married and build a family together. Let's say that you don't want any kids, and then your family is going to be like, you've got to have at least 5, because it's, you know, we need to keep the family growing and all these things, all these traditions. I think you're worrying too much. If you know for a fact that that person is the right person for you, and how do you know? You know because you are the person dating him, not your uncle or that family member. So you know, not because of emotions only, because you know you love the person, you have feelings, but because it is a right decision. You are compatible. You need to tick the box. Look, do like a checklist. Why would you worry about what people think?
But we do have to say that I understand her point of view, because, you know, she cares about that person in her family, and she wants that person, as everybody else has accepted her partner or her boyfriend, that person will as well. So I do understand you. Like Elena said, you cannot be worried with what people think of your decisions, otherwise you wouldn't decide anything in life.
Exactly.
You just go around asking people what they think. However, because you do respect this person in your family, do try to deal with it in a respectful and amicable way, and say to them, look, I'm sure once you get to know this person that I do love, you'll get to love them as well. Give him a chance.
Yeah, because you are marrying that person, not the other person. So it's a very personal decision. And besides, have you found out, because you didn't specify on the email, why doesn't he like your future partner? Why? Why doesn't he like? So maybe it's because he reminds him of someone, or he saw something in him. What is it? But for me, I wouldn't worry too much. If you know who the person is, if you've done your homework well, which is called dating, then go for it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now there's another question by Ashley Surpano. Is that how you pronounce it? I hope so. It says, after a 2-year engagement in a long-distance relationship, my partner confessed to be struggling with keeping himself on the straight and narrow. He hasn't done anything wrong, but this left me fearful of moving forward with the relationship. He's great and we love each other and are planning to get married during summer of 2016, but I am not sure of what to make of this recent comment. I mean, you need to see. I mean, he's far away, right? So
for 2 years.
It's a long time. It's a long time. Think with me. It's a long time. You are a girl, he's a man. We both are wired differently, women and men and women. We are different. We have different needs, which are very similar, but it's different. Do you understand? I think that there is a point that he reached a point where he misses probably that human interaction and not just Skype or phone calls. Do you understand? I'm not saying he is right in going ahead and doing something he shouldn't do, but I think 2 years is a long time. And I even think
it has to be said that he hasn't done anything.
Yes.
Right? He said, look, it's difficult for me to be far away from you. You know, we need to do something.
It's normal. He was very sincere and I applaud him for that, because not all men would do that. They would go and do what they shouldn't, but they would just keep it to themselves. But even that, I know it has nothing to do with her question, but even when he comes back or you go back to meet him to get married, I think you need to meet before you get married, with some time before you get married, so you can actually see how he is and how you are and how is the relationship, because 2 years is a long time. You need to know what's going on and catch up. There's a lot of catching up to do, I think.
Without a doubt. But remember that, you know, what he did is really good, because he did speak to you. He was honest about the way he felt with the relationship. You know, if I were to be away from Elena for 2 years, number one, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do that. If I knew I was going to be away from her,
not even 2 weeks.
Exactly, potentially for that time, I wouldn't do it, because I know it's difficult. You know, we are in a loving, affectionate relationship, and if that didn't exist, it would be almost impossible for us to make that relationship stand. So the fact that he has spoken to you, you should. You know, I think this guy's a keeper.
I think it's kind of a cry for help from him, without saying,
and him wanting to do things the right way,
without him humiliating himself and say to you, please, I can't take this anymore. It's been too long.
And actually, I was talking to someone a couple of days ago, and I said to this person the same thing, because he's working abroad, because financially, you know, abroad he makes a lot more money than he would close to his wife and so on. And he is making more money, but at the expense of his relationship. And I did say, look, sometimes the sacrifices you make to make that extra money isn't worth sacrificing your relationship.
Not at all, no.
Okay? Now, we've only got a few minutes left, so let's go to our final question. This is from someone who wanted to remain anonymous. And this person says, hi guys, I am 53 years old, or a 53-year-old lady, who recently started attending your seminars. So thank you for attending our seminars. I find them very refreshing, and what I have been learning started changing my mindset about my own love life. I've been divorced for a while, and because of my age, I thought it better not to bother about my love life again. Now, I've recently started believing that maybe I shouldn't give up just yet, but I don't want to give myself false hopes. What do you advise me to do? Well, who said you have to give yourself false hopes? You're doing the right thing for you to start believing again that you could be happy. You're 53 years old, you're not dead, right? I hope you're healthy. And if you've closed that chapter of that divorce, you do sound to me like you hold no resentment of anything that has happened before. You sound like a very sound, happy person. So why not believe that you can be happy? Why not believe that there's someone out there for you, someone who maybe is more or less your age, who maybe also went through a divorce and is also ready to meet someone. Don't think that believing you can be happy is a bad thing.
And you know something, your age, the good thing about your age is that you don't make immature mistakes anymore, or at least you shouldn't, because you've lived quite a while. You should know better than a 20-year-old. But you know what you want. I'm sure that by now you know what you want. You know yourself well. You know what you don't like. You know your limits. You are clear on on what you're looking for, on what kind of life you want for yourself. So you are a very good catch, let me tell you, because many problems happen as a result of insecurities. When relationships, when people are still young, in their 20s, early 30s, they struggle because there's a lot of insecurity from one or the other. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of immaturity, like, for example, arguing over petty things. And I am sure you're not there anymore. You've grown in life. And so that's why, for me, you are a very good catch.
So don't deprive yourself of being happy, right? You can be happy, and don't think it's a bad thing. It's a great thing.
You deserve it.
I think a lot of people, Elena, who are in her situation think, what if I'm setting myself up for failure? What if I build up this expectation that I can be happy and will find someone, and then end up not finding someone? And the fact that they believe that they can be happy once again, even if they never thought it was possible before, doesn't mean you're setting yourself up for failure. Actually makes you a person who's a lot more positive, and you can go forward.
And when you are this very negative person, if you choose to go the negative way, then you're going to start behaving in a negative way too. Because it's like the body language thing we're talking about today. You believe in it so much that that's what you portray. It's in your mind, therefore that's how you behave. So choose to be positive, choose to believe that you deserve it, that you are a very good catch, trust me. Because many people out there are tired of childish partners. They want to look someone who knows what they want for life, and you are there. Nothing to lose. I think you should go down that road.
So that's it. That's it for today's Dear Love Talk. We have to go to a break. When we come back, we will have two very special...